Well, hey there, American Farmsteadhers. This is Donna from Hazelbell Farm, and I am here with my friend Jenny from the Granstead Family Farm.
Hey, y'all.
And we are two American farmsteaders doing our best to grow our own food, share our homesteading experiences, so that you may grow some food of your own.
Absolutely. That's the goal. You know, that's the whole goal of this podcast and, you know, all our little YouTube videos and stuff that we do. I mean, I know my point in all of it is like, hey, if I can do this, I know other people can do this.
Yeah, anybody can do it. Yeah. So we hope to encourage you guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we are talking this week about getting the garden ready.
Yeah, I mean, it's that time of year. It's the perfect time to be getting the garden ready. And so we thought it might be fun to chat with y'all to just kind of go over a rough little list that I made here of things that you can be doing right now to help yourself prepare for a successful spring and summer garden.
Yes. Because gardening's fun and all, but if you don't have a harvest, it can be a little defeating, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So we want to help set you up for success.
Yes, absolutely.
So what are some things that people can do? What are you doing right now in your garden?
Right now, the main thing that I've been working on is gathering materials that I can use to make compost. Either like right now I have a pile started, but I'm also gathering materials for my next compost pile that I'm going to start.
Oh, smart.
Because now is the perfect time to rake up leaves, you know, so if you have, you know, some big oak trees or whatever kind of tree it is, it's a good time to just get out the rake and start raking.
Another good place to find a lot of good organic compostable material would be just in your garden, like
absolutely
weeding the beds out,
absolutely
pulling out plants that died in the frost. All those things that those beds need to be cleaned up anyway. So that's all going to compost for me.
Yeah, and, you know, it's the perfect time of year to clean the chicken coops.
Yes.
You know, pull some of that chicken coop dirt out. Pull some of that chicken manure out. If you don't, you know, I like to have a roost set up in the chicken coop specifically for the reason of they're all going to roost on that bar all night, and all that manure is going to be right there in one area.
Nice,
so
easy to dig and clean spot.
Exactly. Yeah. So now is a good time to just get a big bucket and start cleaning out, you know, animal pens.
Another thing that we are doing, actually, Eric's burning a pile of wood today, and so I said, before it all burns down to ashes, if I'm not home yet, please, you know, let's scoop some out so we can make some biochar.
Yes, that has been on my list of things that I want to do. I actually have a big pile of stuff in my garden that I was just going to burn right in the garden and maybe get some biochar out of it. But I had a hen that went broody and decided to nest right in it. And I'm like, okay, like what day are we on?
Spring on the farm.
Can you go ahead and hatch your babies so I can burn my stuff?
Gosh, that's funny.
So, but biochar that's definitely, you know, I thought I was going to be able to pull it off last year, but it didn't happen. But I would really love to make some biochar this year.
Yeah. And that kind of goes with your swamp water.
Yes. Yeah. That's another great thing to be starting right now because it takes a while. I mean, I guess it's a little fluid. I mean, you don't have to let it sit for a really long time, but I've found that the longer you let it sit, the less it stinks.
I guess the more broken down it is, the bacteria has done its job.
Yeah, I mean, the last couple of times I've used it, I've really just let it sit until it smells nice and earthy, you know. And it's the same thing with like making compost. You want to wait till it smells nice and sweet and earthy.
Right.
Like a forest floor. Right.
Yes. I'm doing a combination of those things with the biochar, the compost, and the swamp water. And I figured can't go wrong all the time. So if I get one of them wrong or two of them wrong, like something's got to work. So that's what I'm doing. And worms. I'm working on my worm farm. So,
that's exciting.
Yes. I'm very excited about it.
Yeah.
It's going to be a worm farmer.
Yes. Yeah, because if you can get that together and pull that off, that would be just an excellent source of just steady nutrients that you can be adding into the garden.
Yep, it's an easy, fast compost.
Yeah.
Basically. So
Yeah. Easy, fast compost. So I have a little update on let's see here. We got egg-laying chicks from you. What was that, like 2 weeks ago?
yeah, something like that.
Yeah, so I took my compost freezer bin, and I already had like a pretty decent sized pile of compost going in there, but that pile never got super, super hot. So I took hardware cloth and just built a little frame, and I put my baby chicks like kind of hovering over the compost pile inside the freezer bin. And that is working out really well.
Nice.
It's actually working. So I'm not having to clean my chicken brooder.
Right.
And instead of going with like pine shavings or something like that for their floor, I put a bunch of leaves that I'm going to put in the compost pile anyway.
Right,
so
right.
I just use dried leaves as their material for them to stand on. And those have kind of slowly broken up and fallen right through the hardware cloth.
That's perfect.
And so they're just pooping right on the compost pile for me now.
What a great little permaculture principle being used there. That's awesome.
It ended up working out pretty good. So I think what I'm going to do soon is maybe pull the chickens out of there and take the frame out and maybe give it one good mix. And then I think I'm just going to put the chickens straight on the compost pile.
Let them pick through.
And let them just kind of pick through it and scratch it. And
that's cool.
So
and it also provides heat for them, I'm sure.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
You're not having to always have a light on them when they're still small. That's a neat thing. I love the symbiosis that happens between the chickens on the compost and that both ways.
Yeah, cool. I mean, I really feel like it's like a closed loop kind of a thing.
That's exactly right.
That's always super cool when you can get that closed loop going and you see it, and it's pretty neat to see it all come together. So.
I did clean out, so I have like a ridiculous chicken situation happening in my shed. Like, I've been asked a couple of times in the last few days, how many chickens do you have? I'm like, I have no idea.
No clue.
No idea. And I look at Eric and he's like, don't ask her questions she doesn't want to answer in front of me. I'm like, no, I promise, I really don't know. It's that bad. Anyways, so I just cleaned out my little brooder boxes. And I did use pine shavings, but, I mean, those things, they're soaked with manure and urine, and they spill their water in there, and, they're little jerks about it. So I yesterday dumped all of that into my compost pile. And today I hope to be able to, give that pile some structure, like okay, it's time to start working.
Yes. And that was the one thing that was the game changer for composting here at my house, was the fact that I had like a structure for the compost pile. You know, it wasn't getting, the dogs weren't picking through it, or the free range chickens weren't scratching through it and throwing it all over the place.
Or my problems in the past have been it has too much air, or it's too wet and not enough air, or it's composting, but it's all just leaching down into the ground underneath. Yeah. And so by the time I actually get to it, I don't know how many months later. Right. It's like, it just, I don't know. I keep saying compost eludes me. I've done it successfully a couple of times, but not very well. And I'd like to get to do it well. Yeah. That's what I'm hoping to do.
I really feel like you adding structure is going to be the thing that you need.
Yes.
Yeah. Because you've got all the components. So
yes, and that was the next thing, are the components. So what else can I add in there? Because my thing was green. Where am I going to get the green? Because I have plenty of brown right now. There's plenty of cardboard and dead leaves and dead plants and all of that. So my green is going to be manure. I'm using kitchen scraps also. Yep. And I have a ridiculous kombucha SCOBY. Nice. So I'm going to cut it. I'm probably only going to keep like a quarter of it for brewing. And then, I mean, it's a big SCOBY and it's thick. So I'm going to chop that up and use that in there. that can't be bad, right?
No, I think that would be great.
Yeah.
I mean, because you're essentially just adding bacteria and yeast,
right,
which will help feed the microbes.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, so makes sense.
I have some lost old milk in my milk fridge because cows have been dry for, I don't know, a month, 5 weeks, something like that.
Yeah.
And it's old.
Yeah.
So it's going in. What else was green I was going to grab? I can't remember. Manure.
Yeah.
I don't know if I said that already, but yeah, chicken manure for sure. So.
Yeah.
Sheep manure too.
Yes. Yes, I'm doing an experiment with, I've been cleaning out the sheep pens, and so mixed in, of course, with all their manure is hay. And I talked to a girl that's been using, cleaning her sheep pens out too, and what she does is she takes an egg crate and puts the puts the manure and the hay in the egg crate, and then you just shake the egg crate and all the manure falls out, but the hay stays in.
Okay. An egg crate.
Yes, like it's like a square milk crate.
Oh, okay.
Milk crate. Sorry,
that's what I'm picturing milk crate, but
no,
I don't know what an egg crate is.
Milk crate. Milk crate.
Okay.
So all the manure in the hay, because essentially you don't want a bunch of hay in there because of the herbicide risk, and so you're able to sift through it.
Nice. It's a good idea.
So I tried it, and it does work, but you still get hay in there.
I'm thinking the holes are a little big.
Yeah, you still get hay in there, but not like a ton of hay. So I took all of that, put it in a 5-gallon bucket, and started some green bean seeds in there.
To test.
And they look pretty good.
Good.
So,
Very good.
Because green beans are one of the things that I guess once they get their second set of leaves, if there's herbicides in there, those leaves will usually be like curled up or deformed or not look really great. So far,
good.
My green beans look good. I'm hoping that I can grow my potatoes in that.
Nice.
Yes.
All right, so are you going to do the tall cages?
I don't know. I really don't want to spend money.
Yeah, I'm done spending money.
And so...
It's so funny, right?
In our minds.
I'm done spending money. That I talk about. Yeah, no, I understand. I don't want to spend any money. That's why I didn't build a greenhouse this year like I hope to. So.
Yeah. I've been saving my feed bags from Hillendale. And so, they won't hold water. So I thought maybe I can do some potato grow bags with the feed bags.
I think that's a great idea.
It'll be kind of a pain in the butt to fill them, I think, but...
Not impossible. I mean, you have a trash can or something you can set it in to get them started.
Yeah.
Or a bucket.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then just take it out.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, so that's my potato plan. So let's go back to swamp water.
Okay.
Because swamp water is like kind of a newer thing, I feel like, for us.
But
it's actually
ancient.
It's like an ancient Korean farming practice that people have been doing successfully for a really long time. So my swamp water is in a 55-gallon barrel, and I basically just put anything in there. Anything.
Yep.
Anything. Like all of my spent tomato plants, all of those went in there. All of my Seminole pumpkin vines and all of those big, huge leaves that they put off. Banana tree leaves.
Anything that's going to rot, like that would normally rot. Yeah. I did banana peels.
Yep. I've done banana peels in mine. I've even just thrown straight chicken manure in there. Chicken blood. Fish guts I have even put in mine.
Right.
It gets really stinky.
It gets funky.
But if you really just kind of stir it up every now and again and really just let it sit. And so, I mean, the batch that I have out there, it's literally been sitting for...
Oh, it's like last summer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been sitting for a long time, and it doesn't stink anymore.
Right.
So yeah, that's another way. It's kind of almost like a compost tea concept, I feel like.
It is. I mean, that's exactly what's happening.
Yeah. And so you're basically just making, like, you can use it as a foliar spray.
Yeah, it's an anaerobic process, and so it does stink.
Which is why it stinks.
Right. So you can, like you said, use it as a spray. You can pour it at the base of your plants. You can pour it on beds that you haven't planted yet, as to help boost the soil life, the microbial life in there. It's good stuff.
Yeah,
it's good stuff. And you can feed it and use. We've talked about before, like use an aerator in there or a bubbler of some sort, and make it a little more aerobic,
right?
And get that life going faster. So that's cool.
Yeah. So that's one of the things that y'all can start now. Get you a big bucket, and you don't have to do a 55-gallon drum. I mean, it doesn't have to be giant.
No, you could do a 5-gallon bucket.
Yeah. You know, just as a little tester. Throw some stuff in it, top it off with water, put a lid on it. And just forget about it.
Yeah. Yep.
So it's easy. Super easy.
I like it.
So another thing that I have really been trying to do in my garden is cover crop.
I'm not there. I want to be, but I don't understand how to do cover crop when I'm using all of my beds year round.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because cover crop to me, the way I understand it, you do for a season or for, I don't mean like a growing season, but for a time.
Right.
And I'm not there.
Yeah.
So I have to figure it out.
I usually have empty bed space unless you're talking about in the summer garden. Summer garden, like that whole garden is full. But as stuff starts kind of dying off, like last year as stuff started dying off, if I had, a bed space that was going to be open for 4 or 5 weeks, put down peas, beans, any type of legume, because you essentially want to get that cover crop to grow and then get it out of that space by 4 to 5 weeks before it starts to set seed pods.
Right.
So it's a quick thing.
And there's another struggle I have. Like, I know all of this, but then I want the beans.
I know.
It feels like I'm wasting space. But I feel like that's the same train of thought that I have with, thinning carrots or pruning fruit trees.
Right.
Like, it hurts.
Right.
It
you feel like you're
hurts
wasting
me to do it. Right. But I know it's better in the long run to do all of those things. So it's hard.
Well, it makes it a lot easier, I've found, because I kind of struggled with the same thing. Like, oh my gosh, this whole row of peas. I think I did black-eyed peas.
We eat black-eyed peas.
Right. Like, this whole row of black-eyed peas is about to give me black-eyed peas. So, but during the winter, I did a row, and, we have warm winters here. So I feel like it got just big enough to where I was almost wanting to keep it, and then it got cold and they died.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lord.
Right.
Oh, that's funny.
And so, from that point, you're just chopping. I just chopped and dropped. Then I did go back and remove like the big stem, like the main trunk, because I didn't want to make the time commitment for that to break down in place.
Right.
So essentially, like, all the vines and all the leaves got left.
And maybe a lot of it would, but maybe not too.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I was kind of in a hurry to like turn it over and do something else with the bed. So. So recently I went out and bought a huge bag of clover, and I've had a really hard time getting it to germinate.
Oh, really?
I think it's been too hot, because clover dies in the heat.
It does.
And so I'm thinking maybe it was just a little too hot when I put it out there. So I'm hoping now that it's cooled off a little bit that some of it might germinate.
So one of the things that I understand works really well is cover crop is ryegrass, and that is coming out in all of the stores right now.
Yes.
For sale.
Yeah.
On sale. So.
And that's a really quick grower too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just want to mow it before it goes to seed.
Right.
Mustards are supposed to also be good for that.
Okay.
So those are all things that might work.
Yeah.
Something to consider.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a friend who actually just bought some property out towards you, and she's been messaging me about her garden area, and because we're in Florida, so it's like beach sand soil.
Yeah, and out where we are, it is.
It's like really
it's like sugar sand.
It's like really sandy, and she was getting a little discouraged about the quality of her soil, and I'm like, hey, it's the perfect, just make your rows and plant a bunch of beans or peas or something. And just like overseed it, if she could even let some go to seed and actually pull a crop from it. But, just got to start adding that organic matter.
Yes.
So that's a good thing to do right now. I think the window is starting to close on cover cropping because I think we are like, maybe 4 weeks out from our last frost?
And yes, and that's an estimate. So like that's our average last frost date.
Right.
I think it's going to come sooner.
Yeah.
We may even be done.
I know. I was looking at the extended forecast just yesterday going, And I'm like, no, don't do it.
Oh, I've done it. Girl, I have done it. I have all kinds of stuff in the ground. But it's all stuff that like I can cover if we do get a frost.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll be getting a freeze, honestly.
Yeah.
I could be completely surprised in 2 weeks, though.
Right.
So who knows?
Yeah. Yeah, who knows? Time will tell.
Yeah.
So, one of the reasons why people want to add cover crop, other than adding organic matter, would be to keep the weeds and the grass out of the bed. Put something good there to grow so the bad stuff doesn't end up growing. So if you're feeling like you don't have time to cover crop and want a different option, you can always put tarps down now. I have used tarps in my garden for a long time, and it has helped tremendously at keeping the weeds and the grass down. So, it's something relatively cheap and easy, just lay your tarp out.
On that same thread, we are refreshing our walkways, adding more cardboard, adding more mulch, and trying to keep that grass knocked back before the rainy season hits.
Before it starts, right. So now is the time to do all that. If you can get a load of mulch, get a load of mulch. I need a load of mulch. I keep on looking for the power line, guys. And they just have not been around. I scored my last huge mulch pile from them, and that was such a blessing.
They come around like it seems like there's a cycle. Like once you see them, you won't see them again until that time next year. So
be working on your walkways. Here's one that I'm going to say, and I'm probably not going to do it. Work on my trellising and add trellises before I have plants in the ground.
Yes, please. Hey, so one of the things that I keep wanting to try is to use those cheap, crappy little tomato cages for my peppers.
Yeah.
And those are coming out right now on the store shelves where they are cheap. And so I'm hoping to pick some up. Like even like the Dollar General has them.
Yeah.
So I'm going to grab a few of those and test some zucchini and squash in them and peppers.
Yeah.
So
I've used them for my peppers.
Have you?
Yep.
And did you like it?
Yep.
Okay. They don't work for tomatoes.
No, they don't.
Unless you're doing like a small determinate bush patio style container tomato.
I have gotten away with tomato cages on indeterminate tomatoes, but they're like the biggest, most heavy duty cages you can find. And then I double stack them. Right, I double stack them. So the one on top is essentially upside down, sitting on top of the correct one.
Right.
So, and that works for a while, but it's not my favorite way to trellis tomatoes.
It's pricey too. By the time you do all that, you might as well just scrap that idea and do something sturdier. Yeah, so I like cattle panels.
Yes. Me too. And I actually need like a bunch of cattle panels right now because we want to build like a new little weaning pen or grow out pen or something. And so I've been pricing them out and they've gone up so much.
Like everything else. Yeah.
They're so expensive. So we like figured out how much it was going to cost to build this pen and we're like, forget it.
Yeah, I would use like 2x4 wire fence for that anyways. But that would make a good trellis as well if you just, set up a couple of T-posts.
Right.
And you can run a stretch of fence across there. And that's something that you might be able to find, like a used material, somewhere. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm going to try the trellis to make you jealous this year.
What is that? Is that what you named it?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm not that clever.
Where'd you get that?
I'm not that clever. I can't remember who originally came out with the video, but
it's a marketing genius.
I know. I had seen it on somebody else's video, and then I was watching David the Good, and David the Good was like, I'm doing the trellis to make you jealous. I'm like, okay, so he saw the video too. And so basically what you're doing is you're taking fence posts, metal fence posts, the taller the better. Install your fence post just like you're going to build a fence, and then on the top of every fence post you get a PVC like reducer. It has the 3 ends on it, so it's a T.
Okay.
You put the little T, and so you stick the T on top of the post.
Okay.
And then you run another. I'm going to do metal conduit because I have a bunch of metal conduit here from Tori.
Right.
And so you run metal conduit in between your T-posts, and then you just hang your strings.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
Yeah. And so I thought that would be cheaper than adding a cattle panel.
Yeah.
But that's really what I would prefer is the cattle panel. But, I mean, there's some people on YouTube that are doing the trellis to make you jealous, and it's working.
We're living in a time, like, the way everything is, like, you have to do what you have to do, and every dollar matters. And if you're growing a garden to save money on your grocery bill, you can't be spending thousands of dollars on your trellis.
No.
You know, or even hundreds of dollars. Like, you have to, it has to make sense. So I think that's a great idea. But there's so many options you could use for that horizontal run of using what you have, like you're going to do, or you could, PVC I understand is up in price.
Yeah, up in price and too flexible to hang a tomato from.
Right.
You know, you'd get a little sag with the PVC in there.
You could use like 2x2s or something like that.
Yeah, you could. Yeah,
or 1x1s, or whatever.
A good friend of mine has clumping bamboo in her backyard.
There you go.
Those, I mean, I want some clumping bamboo just for the trellising material.
That's a good idea.
I mean, she could build a whole wall with how much bamboo she has. I mean,
that's awesome.
So that would be a cool resource to have, but it's not cheap.
It is regenerative, though. I mean, it's an extremely sustainable option that you could keep using. There's so much you could do with it. You could build fences out of it.
I know. Chicken coops, trellises. I mean, it would really be a nice resource to have.
And animals like it.
Yeah.
Interesting thoughts.
Yep. So yeah, trellising. Every year I say, I'm going to do this before I have plants in the ground. First, and I never do. Never.
Me neither. I actually left some trellises up this year because my hope is that I go ahead and put all the other trellises up. I want all my beds to just have trellises, and then I can use them or not.
Yep. I thought about that too. Like one day my whole entire garden is going to be a trellis. It
is.
And then it doesn't matter where you put stuff. It's always there. You can use the trellis or you can not. Or you can challenge yourself and say, okay, I don't need this trellis right here, but what else can I companion plant with whatever's in this bed to use the trellis?
Right. So let's talk about that.
Yes.
That's something you can be planning out right now. If you're planning out your garden and where everything's going to go, you're planning through crop rotation, we'll talk about in a minute, but you're also planning through companion planting and what works well together, what works as a pest deterrent. So you have some real good practical examples.
Yeah, sunflowers. I mean, you know, they practically grow like weeds here, first of all. You don't have to do anything to them. Right. Direct sow it. Grow the sunflower, and they did amazing at collecting squash bugs.
Yes, the squash bugs love them.
They love them. And so at the beginning of last season, I was really good about, like, I'd go out there with my bucket of water, you know, and I'd pick all the squash bugs off the sunflower and put them in my water. And I did that for a while, and then I stopped. But, you know, so you can do it either way. You can let them
let them do their thing. They work as a trap crop.
Yeah. Yeah.
I had some success with that too. I saw that. Some things I'm doing this year, some things I've already done this year, I'm doing right now. Green beans and potatoes are good companions. They work well together.
Do they?
So I haven't planted out my green beans yet because
it's a little early. Don't do
it.
Don't do it yet.
But I did plant my potatoes early. So I went ahead and planned out this is going to be one bed. Now my beds are pretty wide, so it's
Yeah.
like a 4-foot wide bed. So I have 2 rows of potatoes with room in the middle that I can come back and seed green beans in maybe 2 to 3 weeks.
Okay.
2 to 4 weeks, something like that. And then I have another one of those beds that I left a trellis up. Same thing. So there's 1 row of potatoes, and there's room where I can put some pole beans along the trellis next to those potatoes. So
nice.
I'm super proud of myself.
Yeah.
That I planned it out.
Yeah.
Like I looked in the book. I said, what does well with potatoes? And I made a plan. So,
Yes.
and I can execute.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have an area that I'm pretty sure I'm going to do my cucumbers in this year. It's essentially 3 rectangular beds, and I have a trellis that goes from the outside bed over to the other outside bed. And so there's a bed underneath.
Like an arch.
Yeah, an arch trellis. And so there's a bed that's underneath the arch trellis. And so I was out there watering the other day, just thinking about where stuff is going to go, where everything was last year. And I thought, oh, maybe I'll do cucumbers in those beds this year. And I thought, hey, I could do cucumbers on the outside beds, and in the middle bed, dill.
Dill it up.
Dill it up.
Yeah, I want to put dill everywhere.
Dill goes everywhere.
Yes.
Especially by the cucumbers.
And the melons.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't have a huge cucumber crop by any means last year, but I do know that I had less worms, and I had dill planted with them. So
Cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think that really worked.
And I think if that works, that's a much better option than having to resort to, we use organic pesticides, but I don't even want to do that if I don't have to.
No.
Because it is indiscriminate.
Yeah.
Those pesticides are. So if I don't have to spray something, I don't want to.
No, absolutely not. Like, the less that we have to do, the better.
I'm renaming my farm the Hands Off Farm.
The hands-off farm.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, now is a good time to be looking. Like, every season, I draw out my garden and I label everything. This is where everything went in the spring and the summer. This is where everything went in the fall and the winter. And I've been doing it for years. And I can't find my book that it's all written down in. So, I mean, the book is here somewhere. I just don't know what I did with it.
Sounds like my passwords.
But I'm ready. Right.
They're somewhere in my house.
It's the time of year where I would find the book and I would open it up and, I just look at where everything was and figure out the crop rotation. Where is everything going next year?
The rotation. Yes.
Yeah, crop rotation. So like each, I basically have my garden done in like sections. There's like maybe 3 or 4 sections. And so I do this very loosely, but your crop rotation is legume, root, fruit, and then leaves. So, I can look at, okay, this is where I grew my green beans. So the next thing after the green beans, you're going to want a root vegetable.
Isn't it funny that green beans and potatoes do well together?
I know.
It's funny. I don't remember why. I wish I could tell you. But they do. I mean, legumes are good for like nitrogen fixing.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's and potatoes need nitrogen.
It would make sense that planting beans next to anything that's a heavy feeder.
Right.
I mean, to me, that just makes sense because,
right.
They're going to put nitrogen in the soil and they're by way of their roots, which is why it's important not to yank your plants out of the ground.
Yes. Snip them off.
Snip them off. Leave all those roots in the ground. They store nitrogen. They add organic matter.
They invite the worms in.
Yeah, they do. That way the worms can break everything down. So
I sidetracked us, but I'm sorry. So legume, if I had green beans planted there in the spring, roots don't do well here in the summer, so you might want to wait and use that bed in the fall for roots.
Yeah.
And then in the next spring, you could plant tomatoes there as a fruit.
Yep.
Followed by a lettuce bed or something like that.
A lettuce bed in the fall and the winter. So, I've always done the crop rotation out in my garden. And like I said, very loosely. I mean, sometimes it works out better than others, but I try to follow that loose plan. And I think that over the years, it has helped add to the soil,
Yeah. Yeah. It doesn't hurt.
No.
It doesn't hurt.
No.
I don't ever remember that. I do oftentimes I have my phone in the garden with me, and I will ask Google, what should I plant after green beans? So that's my planning.
Right.
I've done, I also do the big piece
Right.
of paper, and I get out my colored pencils and December.
Make it look pretty.
Yes. And my planning and my execution don't always match up. So Farm Life has ruined that for me. I by nature am a type A planner, and I can execute, but Farm Life has ruined that for me, where it's okay, it's just whatever happens,
right?
And I have let a little more creativity come in the garden, and I enjoy that. When I'm out there, oh, this would be nice to look at when I'm walking in through the gate. I would like to see my strawberries right here and not over there, that kind of thing. So sometimes I just throw caution to the wind and just throw some seeds down.
Yeah.
Sometimes it works, and sometimes it doesn't.
Sometimes it doesn't. Yeah.
So
that's the truth.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's nice to have stuff down on paper. It keeps me focused and motivated.
It really does.
Okay, this is what I planned to do,
Yeah, and you had reason for it.
Right, and there was a reason for it. And so, because sometimes it's easy to get out there and just get sidetracked and be I'll throw some seeds over there.
Maybe it's not a creativity issue with me, because I'm not that creative of a person. I think maybe it's an ADD issue with me. But anyways.
So yeah, perfect time to plan. Yeah.
Yeah, my point of that was I wanted to say, but don't let getting off of your plan derail you from doing anything, or don't be so into the plan that you don't do anything.
Right, because you know what? I mean, the plan could not be perfect.
Right.
I mean, you got to stay flexible.
Yes, exactly.
You might end up wanting to change it. So, and that's fine, but and I think it's cool to look back over the years too at all the different garden drawings,
I
think that's neat.
That is neat. So what else can we do right now?
Well, I mean, right now I think everybody is still kind of in harvest cleanup mode from fall and winter.
Transition,
starting to transitioning, although my carrots are really kind of taking a little longer than I hoped. I'm wondering if my carrots are going to be ready to pull, because I got tomatoes that are going in there.
They better get with it.
Or
you're going to have to be flexible.
Or I might just pull clumps of my carrots and plant my tomatoes where I want them to go, and then just leave the carrots in between.
And see what happens.
Because that's a good companion, tomato and carrots. So, if I have to do that, I'll do that. But
yeah, that works well in your cooler climates, but we don't grow tomatoes and carrots at the same time here.
Right. I mean, you can, I think, for a little bit. In the fall, I did.
Yeah, that's true.
I had tomatoes with my carrots, actually, in the fall.
When it's not 100 degrees every day.
So, yeah, I mean, while you're in garden cleanup mode, you can totally do yourself a favor and do less work and maybe pick some of your best plants and don't do anything to them. Just let them keep growing and let them go to seed.
Yeah.
That's how I started saving seeds. I was just lazy.
Right. And then you learned, though.
Right, and I learned.
You gained a little experience that you learned from, hey, I think that's a seed pod growing out of that broccoli.
Right. And it boiled down to me just being a little on the lazy side and not cleaning out the garden. And I'm like, this is perfect. Now I've got all these seeds that I can harvest.
Save a few bucks, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, there's this whole concept of land racing. Yes. Which I think is so cool. And so land racing is basically where you're taking, say, 8 to 10 or however many, but a bunch of different varieties of the same crop.
Right.
And you're planting them all at the same time. Out of those out of that whole variety of, say, tomatoes or whatever, you're going to save the seeds from the best producers, the best growers, the things that really took off and did really well. And the other varieties, maybe you won't plant, And so year after year, you can just start really selecting and saving the best stuff for your area, because it's going to be different for everybody. You know, it's going to be different for every garden.
What's pest resistant?
Yeah.
What does well in your soil?
Right.
What's acclimated the best to your little microclimate?
Right. I mean, I think it definitely goes a lot smaller than, hey, this variety does good in your region.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, or your zone.
Right. Right.
Because what you do really well with, I may not where I am.
Exactly.
I mean, even a good friend of ours, she just lives like 2 miles down the road. And because of her microclimate, she gets a lot more frost than I get. And especially specifically, even on my little chunk of 20 acres, exactly where my garden is, it's kind of like down in the hollow. I don't get a lot of frost on the actual garden unless we have a very widespread frost, you know. But if we have a patchy frost, I'm pretty cool on my garden. I don't need to do anything. So now I might get it on the roof of the house or something like that, but the garden's okay. And so
That's awesome.
Yeah, it is awesome. So all that to say, like, you have microclimates, but then you have like microclimate, like teeny tiny microclimates.
Right, yeah, because I mean, little things like where your garden is placed, that makes a big difference in how stuff is going to grow.
Yeah. So land racing, when you choose those that do well, and then you save the seeds from those tomatoes and you plant them next year, and you've got another 10 of the same seed, then you pick the best, what did the best out of that. Before you know it, you have your own localized heirloom variety tomato that nobody else has. Yeah. And I mean, it might be like a beefsteak of some sort, but or a cherry or something like that, but there's no other like it. Yeah. It has its own DNA, and that's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. I've been saving my broccoli seeds for a couple years now, and arugula I've been able to do that with. So, do yourself a favor and just ignore some of your plants right now. Save yourself the time and the trouble. Be lazy and just let it go to seed. Yeah. You know, gotta let it go to seed. I mean, I've been seeing a lot of videos on YouTube lately about everybody doing these massive seed hauls. Well, it's fun. It's fun.
It is fun, but it's easy to get carried away.
It's easy to get carried away. Seed shopping is fun. The catalogs are beautiful. It's so nice to dream about all the things that we can grow. But buying seeds from the store is not really sustainable. No. You know, I mean, if something went majorly wrong.
Right. Well, you can't close the system if you're always bringing it in. Right. Like, you want to close your loop, right?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So, I want to start seeing more, hey, this is my seed haul of seeds I saved.
Let's do it.
You know?
Challenge accepted.
Right.
Remember how I said I'm not going to spend any money? I'm not going to buy any seeds either.
Not going to buy any seeds. I think I only bought a couple packets this year. I bought some cherry tomato seeds, and I got some new cucumber seeds.
I didn't have any black creme tomatoes, and it's my favorite. So I did buy a pack of those. And
well, that's good to know, because I just started 2 little rows of cells of black crims, and so it ended up being like 12 black crims, but those were the only seeds that I had. So I'm like, I really hope they all germinate.
I don't know what happened to my seeds. I don't know if I gave them all away or I lost them, or I don't know. But I was saving my own black crims for a while.
Are you starting a bunch of black creme?
For myself, I am. Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, I'll share with friends.
Okay.
For sure.
You're starting a lot because you're having a plant sale.
I am having a plant sale.
Seriously, let me know if you need help with that. Okay. I will come over and help you plant sale.
I've lost my mind, I think. I mean, honestly, my family thinks I've lost my mind. Ian came in my shed the other day where I was starting seeds under grow lights, and I've got these 12 million chicks, and everything's a mess because I just like trying to clean up, quote unquote, which means I just pick it up from one area and throw it in my shed. And my milk room's a disaster because I'm not milking, so it can be a disaster. Right. And he hadn't been out there in a while, and he goes, Mama, are you okay in here? I was like, yeah, I'm great. Does it look like chaos? Because it is.
I'm fine amongst the rubble.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So I am starting 1 million seeds. Now the seeds that we're doing for my plant sale are just basic things. I'm not doing anything fancy.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to get my feet under me for getting that going. So.
Yeah, no. Well, and I think it's nice to just grow the tried and true, grow the easy things, the producers. You know, 'cause I don't know. I don't have very much luck with exotic things.
Well, I used to like to grow a lot of exotic things, and I still will grow this thing here or there, like, you know, a beautiful striped zinnia flower or something like that.
Yeah.
I will seek that out. Oh, yeah, I really like that. That looks nice. Because it brings me joy to go to the garden and see it, which motivates me to keep working hard in the garden.
Yeah.
Right? So do some of that. If you know, your goal is just to put food on the table, then do very little of that. But if your goal is to really just enjoy the garden more, then maybe a striped eggplant or a yellow tomato or something like that you can't generally buy from the store is going to be what you need to grow to keep you motivated. So I do a mix of those. This year I'm really geared up for production. So I'm doing like, I don't know. I don't want to say one, but my goal was 1 good slicer, 1 good paste tomato, and 1 good cherry tomato, like for varieties.
Yeah.
So I would only have 3 varieties of tomatoes, but I don't see that really happening. So I'll probably add like, I don't know, maybe 2 of each, you know, or I usually do really well with aroma paste or an Amish paste for tomatoes. Maybe I'll do those 2.
Yeah.
I'll do my black crims and I am doing Park's Whopper tomatoes.
Okay.
That's new to me.
Okay.
So that's 2 slicers.
Yep.
And I'll do my Everglades cherry.
It is kind of nice to grow a new to me thing.
Yeah. Well, you don't know if you're going to like it, and maybe you love it more than something that you're currently growing or that you've grown in the past. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's just fun.
It is. It is fun.
It is fun. So, yeah.
Okay. Next on the little list here is testing your soil. Yeah.
I haven't done it.
Test, don't guess. I haven't tested since last year. But I'm curious now that I've done a couple of rounds of cover crop, if my clover germinates. I'm really hoping it does. But that's the same area that I cover cropped with green beans last year.
Right.
So I'm hoping, that might be a fun place to test.
I do have some green beans that we didn't like. I mean, it's a variety that we normally like, but they just didn't. They got stringy when they're not supposed to be a stringy bean.
Didn't you think that they were maybe mismarked?
I think maybe so. But that would be a great cover crop bean to use. So maybe I'll try that.
Right. I mean, just throw them out now. Get them to germinate. Yeah. I mean, any amount of growth that you get will benefit your soil, because you can just chop and drop them. And
it can't hurt.
No, it can't hurt. So testing the soil. You can do just like the NPK test. That it also comes with like a pH thing. That's what I did last year. Or you can get fancy and send it off and get like a whole mineral.
A whole panel, yeah.
It's huge. Or my friend out there that bought property by you, where it's super sandy, she sent hers out and did like the whole panel. And man, it's got everything on there.
Cool.
But for a new gardener, that was a little overwhelming for her because she got it back and it said low in red letters. Everything was low. Yeah. And I'm like, girl, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Grow beans.
Grow beans, yes. Yeah. Find what works for you. So find what grows well on low nutrients and a lot of water. Like peaches do great in sandy soil, or watermelons do great in sandy soil. So
carrots do great in sandy soil.
Yeah, and that gets you going where you're at least starting to build some biomass in the ground.
Yeah.
So test your soil and then amend appropriately.
Amend it, So whatever you're lacking. I mean, you can go out and just throw amendments around, but which I've done before.
I do that all the time.
Right. But what you're supposed to do is test it and then amend it.
Do as I say, not as I do. No, I do. I mean, I do like some pretty low analysis kind of thing, like balanced fertilizers that are like a 4 or 5 4 or something like that. Yeah. Or blood meal. I know everything can benefit from a little nitrogen boost when I've had a lot of rain.
Right.
So that's the kind of thing that I just kind of put out a little bit willy-nilly.
Yeah.
I haven't tested, but.
All right, so I have a surprise question for you.
I'm not prepared.
Okay. So in closing, because we're at 48 minutes now.
Okay.
But I mean, we could sit here and talk about the gardens all dang day.
And we haven't even talked about really gardening.
I know. We're just talking about getting ready.
Right.
Okay, so my question in closing is, what is it in your garden that you are most excited about for this upcoming season?
Ooh, the very most? So do you mean like a crop or a principal?
Whatever. What's your thing that you're most excited about in your garden for this upcoming season?
I'm just super, I'm really excited. I'm just in anticipation of, a lot of my beds are going to be second year.
Yeah.
Second year gardens. And so I feel ready to have a bigger harvest. I really want to ramp up production this year. And I don't know if I'll get what I'm expecting because the greatest expectations.
Right.
But I don't know. Peanuts were new to me last year.
Yes.
I'm really excited to do a bigger peanut harvest. So as far as a crop goes, I'd probably have to say peanuts. And then as far as a principal, and strawberries.
Strawberries, yes.
You can't ask me just one thing. That's not fair.
I know. I'm looking forward to my strawberries too.
Yeah.
The thing that I am most excited about, or just like kind of waiting in anticipation about to see how it does, are the goji berries.
Yes.
Yes, the goji berries. I'm so excited about the goji berries, and they look great right now. They're actually, it was winter, so they weren't really doing a whole lot. They looked good, but they're actually like growing.
Mine are like bushing out.
Mine
now.
are getting bushy. Yes.
So they each have like one tall leader.
Yep.
And then a lot of short, bushier stems.
Yeah.
So,
yep.
Should I cut the tall one, I wonder?
I don't know. I was kind of thinking the same thing because my tall leaders don't look really great.
They're kind of woody.
Yeah, they are.
I think I'm going to cut one.
I was thinking about cutting mine too.
I mean, if I cut one, then I can compare.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm excited about growing all the things. I'm just excited. I envision what my garden will look like in 2 months when it's green and lush and there's flowers and pollinators.
Yes.
And I can just picture the morning sun and the dew, and I just am excited to be at that point.
Yes.
So
we'll be there before we know it.
I know, and then it'll be over. So you have to enjoy this process. It's a journey.
It is. And yeah, before we know it, it's just going to be too dang hot, and we'll be like, oh,
why
I
am I
want to go in the garden.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
All right. Well, until next week.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yep.
That should give everybody a little bit to think about and a little bit to do.
Yep. Get your gardens ready.
That's right. Thanks, y'all.
Bye.